Okay, so I want to go over materials today, what you're going to need for the class. So you can read along with me if you want to. I don't think I'm going to be going in order though, so don't do that. It'll probably just confuse you. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need to have is a drawing board. So clip type drawing board like this one. Okay, so this one clips go up and down. It holds your paper. It's big enough to accommodate your pad of paper. And here we have the pad of paper, Canson white drawing paper. So you can see it's white. It can be white or off-white, but you want it to be white drawing paper. You don't want it to be newsprint. You don't want it to be charcoal paper. You don't want it to be watercolor paper. You want it to be white drawing paper. You're also going to need a 24-inch steel ruler, like this one. This one was my son's when he took the drawing class. And it has a backing, which will help to hold it. That's not as important as you might think. And sometimes it can get in the way. But definitely you're going to need to have it. It's going to have to be steel, and it's going to have to be a 24-inch ruler, okay? The first pencils you're going to be using are going to be graphite pencils, okay? So that's these. And you can see they're in various stages of use. The 2H being the hardest lead, so that you're going to have to buy. So when you have a 2H, the H stands for hard, okay? And the medium value pencil that you're going to need is going to be an HB. And an HB is like a number 2, okay, graphite pencil. So if you have a regular, just yellow pencil that you have or whatever, sometimes it'll say number 2 HB, okay? And then the next pencils you're going to need are going to be a 4B and a 6B, okay? And the B, that stands for black. And it is a soft lead. And remember we said that the H stands for hard, and that means it's light. The 2H is so light you will rarely use it, okay? The pencil you're going to be using the most is going to be likely the 2B pencil, okay? Oh, I don't have that on there. Yeah, I said 4B. You don't need to get a 4B. You need to get a 2B. If you have a 4B, well, you know what? Yeah, let's just put it here. 2B, 4B. Okay, so this is the one you're going to need, 2B. And you're going to use this one a lot, all right? The 4B is good to have. 6B, you're definitely going to need, okay? So those are the graphite pencils. And then right away, you're going to also need a Micron pen, okay? That's this. Micron pen, 05 point, okay? So it's a relatively medium-sized point. It makes a line like that, okay? So if you've got a pen that makes a line like that, then it doesn't necessarily have to be a Micron pen brand. But if you're going out to buy it, then this is the thing to go get. You'll also need a ballpoint pen, just a cheap ballpoint pen, right? Which makes a different kind of line, faster line. So both of those pens you're going to need. You're going to need to have an X-Acto knife of some kind, okay? So the X-Acto knife we're going to be using for a couple things. We're going to be using it to cut paper, okay? We're going to also be using it to sharpen our pencils. That is a charcoal pencil, okay? So the only charcoal pencil you're going to need to buy as far as in the pencil form is the 6B. If you also want to get a 2B or a 4B, that would be okay. But a 6B for sure, you're going to want that. And then notice how that is sharpened, okay, with a lot of the material exposed. So you're either sharpening it with this and this, which is not on your materials list, okay? So what this does, you can go back and forth on this and sharpen either graphite or the charcoal. But if you want to buy, you can get this. I think I got it through Amazon, but it could have been through Blick. This is a pencil sharpener that is made to sharpen the pencils like this, and they really do need to be sharpened like this. So if you're going to buy a pencil sharpener, I would say buy this one. It was only, I think it was $20. It wasn't that expensive. Okay, so this is a good thing to get. And then you're also going to need vine charcoal, and that's what you see here. The vine charcoal is also called a willow stick. Okay, but the vine is going to be a lighter value, and it's less permanent than this, which is compressed charcoal. The other thing you can get, which I don't have it here in front of me, I don't think, is a charcoal stick. So this is General Brand compressed charcoal, and it comes in stick form as well. So this and this are the same, okay? You don't need to buy this, but this you do. And then another optional thing for the charcoal is a jar of the charcoal powder. Now, with this, it's not required. It is helpful for doing the charcoal drawing, but one jar like this would work for an entire class. Actually, probably 4 entire classes. So if you buy this, just be aware that you're likely not going to use a lot of it, right? And it isn't absolutely necessary, so you'll see a different way of applying the value than this. But this is a good thing to have. If you were in class with me, then I would be giving it to you, but you're not. And then for the charcoal, you're going to need a kneadable eraser, which is the only kind of eraser that's required, okay? So a kneadable eraser, and you can see you can knead it like bread, and what that does is it cleans it. So that you need something like that for charcoal. You can also use this for pastel, use it for graphite, but you'll notice that we have also a regular white plastic eraser. It's not on the materials list. It's a good thing to have though, okay? And so you can buy the pencils a lot of times, and it'll give you this with it. The other thing on the materials list are stomps. So these are paper stomps. These are smaller than the ones that are listed. I don't know what size this is. It's probably a 4 or so, and this one even smaller. These are for blending when we get to the charcoal. That's the only time you're going to be using it. You should also have a roll of artist tape. So this is artist tape. It comes in different colors. I would prefer that you have white or black, okay? Not orange or blue, okay? I don't ever want to see blue tape on anything, okay? The ruler, you can see I have also here, this is a T-square. This is not on the materials list. If you've got one, this will come in handy when we do perspective, okay? But unless you're going to go into drafting or architecture or interior design, I would say don't go out and buy one of these. But, you know, if you got one, use it, okay? It's not in place of this, though. And then the other type of paper you're going to need is the Canson paper. So this is a sheet of gray Canson paper. And when you buy it, it's by the sheet. And you can get this at Blick, Art Supply, or you can get this at the student store. Okay, so they have this at the student store. And all the materials that we have here, they should have at the student store. I don't think I mentioned this. The white charcoal, you're going to need this as well. Okay? So those are the materials that you're going to need. If you have all this stuff, you'll be good. This is a cutting mat. You don't need to have this, although if you have one, you will probably find that you're going to be using it at some point. Okay? All right, so those are our materials. Pretty straightforward. You can email me with any questions.